Well, you've heard about football teams, baseball teams. Well, how about just truth teams, the brains behind President Obama's re-election campaign? They're working to recruit roughly 2 million supporters to respond to Republican attacks against the president. My next guest is a Republican who has no problem criticizing the president. He says the facts are with him anyway. Republican Congressman Ron Paul. Congressman, what do you make of these truth squads?
I've been waiting so long to hear the truth, so I guess I'm supposed to be reassured. 2 million people rounded up to tell me what the truth is. Sounds more to me like maybe a propaganda team or a propaganda squad is going to go out and give us the spin and do nothing more than more politicking is the way I see it.
But I think what they're trying to do, Congressman, is that, and you're very good on the airwaves with your ads. They're very quick. They're rapid fire. Those on the receiving end of them, not big fans. But doing the same to the president, I think it's, the idea is a same day, if not a same hour response. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, you can poke fun at it like I am because it does sound silly on the surface. But, you know, politics is a messy business, and we're both on the receiving end and the delivering end, and you try to compensate, and sometimes we don't always think we get a fair shot in the reporting by the various media outlets. So I think that's all what politics is about. But all of a sudden to call it the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth, that's probably a little bit more than I think it is.
Speaking of trying to get to the truth on something, a lot of your folks feel that the Maine caucuses were stolen from you, that you would have had it won, but that the Romney campaign conspired with the Maine state GOP to suppress your vote in the state. Do you think there's any truth to that?
Well, I don't have any facts on that. There's just a lot of suspicion because last go around in 2008, the only county that I won handedly was this Washington County up in the far north.
Right.
And it's just sort of ironic. It does raise questions why on the morning of the vote it was canceled. They weren't going to have it. They're going to have it later. But the other thing that's so strange is that even when they vote, they don't count. They count toward delegates, which is what we care about ultimately, but you still care about the PR. You know, you get bragging rights if you come in a few points ahead. But even if we pick it up and win by 10, 20 votes, it won't happen like it did in Iowa. They said, oh, we made a mistake, we counted the votes. But this isn't just recounting. This is just allowing people to finish their voting. So, yeah, I think there's reason to raise questions about that. I'd like to know the real truth of it. I don't know how these things come about, but certainly it raises questions. You know, if it had been in another district, I think less questions would have been raised. But this was the county that everybody knew we had the most support.
Well, are you saying, sir, that the vote there was suppressed, not allowed, both? What?
Well, they didn't have the caucus. They, you know, at the time they were supposed to arrive like 8 o'clock. I don't know when the announcement came.
It was canceled.
Yeah, but the party canceled it for that day, but they're allowed to hold this caucus next week or so. But when they made that announcement of who won the caucus vote, they said even when we hold the vote next week, we are not going to add them up and report back that there's going to be a different winner of the straw vote.
So it wouldn't be like Iowa when they recounted or reaffirmed or whatever they called it, that in that case Rick Santorum was emerged the victor, not Mitt Romney as was originally thought.
Yeah, that is the case. They won't have it because he made it very explicit. But this would even been more justified before it was a recount, and they announced it. In this case, they haven't even had a chance to vote. And I think there are several other precincts, you know, not just the one up in the north that we were so interested in.
No, they are pointing to a couple of them. The Romney folks saying this is silly, it's not true. But nevertheless, you have not yet won a contest.
Right.
The others have. You've been racking up delegates along the way, and you've been impressive overall. But you need a W, right? You need a win.
Yeah. Well, let's say that ultimately, within a month or so, we think we are going to win the delegates. So, I mean, that's the win that counts even more so than the straw vote. But you're right. I mean, PR-wise, it'd be great to come out some evening and say, you know, we won the straw vote. And in some of the other races where you win the straw vote, you might not win the delegates anyway.
Right, so, that's true.
That's what we're going to keep working on. And so far we have been starting the accumulation. But nobody really knows. You see on TV all the time the announcement, so-and-so has so many delegates. there are very few that are absolutely firm because they have, even the
You're right.
ones we
don't
suppose
know.
we can guess. It's going to take a couple of months yet to find out who got the delegates.
Thank you, Congressman. Good seeing you again.
Thank you, Neil.